Welcome back, MixTapers. It's me, Punky Bruiser, and hanging out with us tonight celebrating this big A.R.M.E. Festival spotlight is our friend Jonah Wakefield of Milk Street. How we doing?
Good, what about you, man?
Doing great tonight, Just trying to get all my gear together for the festival this weekend. You excited?
Yeah, I'm super excited. We're all super excited. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a ton of fun. We're excited. We're showcasing all the bands tonight. For the MixTapers that may not be familiar with Milk Street, tell us a little bit about you and tell us a little bit about the band.
So Milk Street officially formed as like a functioning band in 2018, and we were under the name Spaced. And that was, at first it was just some songs I had written throughout like high school and stuff. And I had some of my like best friends, Josh and Gabe. I met a kid named Jordan in college, and he played bass for a little bit. And that was the first time I like really had played with other musicians. And then Josh and Gabe came out to a show and just played lead guitar and drums for it. And then Jordan left shortly after, and then we just kept doing it with Gabe on bass. And then it became something way bigger, and we started playing shows really seriously, like the November right after the COVID summer and all that stuff. And then we changed the name to Milk Street, released our first album, which was called Spaced. And then Josh stepped away to go work on, we run a recording studio in Bangor, him and me do, called Duplex Studios. So he does that full time. And now like Milk Street is me and Gabe Chambers and our newer drummer, Harry Burns, who's like a brother to me. We're all like a big family. So really it was like Spaced with Josh, and then we released that album, and then Milk Street became like Harry, me, and Gabe. Yeah, we've been working on all kinds of music.
And obviously staying busy. I just kind of like want to circle back. Like, it's crazy that you guys are from Bangor. I thought you guys might have been from Moscow.
Moscow?
Yeah, you know, Moscow.
Ah, I got you.
Sorry. You know, I'm a little rattled. I don't know. Did you guys feel that earthquake last night?
Earthquake?
You didn't feel the earthquake?
No.
There was some serious size milk activity yesterday.
I'm gonna use that on stage. Usually I just go up and I'm like, you guys ready to get milked? And then that's all we roll with.
Well, I think at this point you definitely made a little name for yourself here in the Northeast. You're definitely on your way to becoming legendary.
Trying.
I'm really seeing how many I can fit into this. I'm really trying to milk this for all it's worth.
Oh my god, I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write them all down. I'm gonna use it.
Oh, it's absolute gold. It's all stuff that you could use on stage. So,
yeah.
How would you describe the band?
So like sonic, like music wise?
Yeah.
I'd say it's hard. We kind of, as a policy, tried to keep it. I think mentally it's very like punk rock. It's very like we kind of keep it. We do what we want, sort of thing. But it's very much like we have material like demo wise for like a pop punk album, more leaning for like more of like a post punk grungy 90s album. This next album's very like newer indie folk punk inspired, and it's not like we're trying to really go through a genre ever. It's just we write random stuff, or each of us will have random riffs, and then we usually just bring it together, and then it becomes whatever it becomes. But we used to fall into the trap of, I was like, I wrote these songs when I was listening to Blink-182 when I was like 17, like Blink-182, so we gotta like, I want it to sound like pop punk, it's supposed to be this way, and then like really quick we let go of that, like when we first started. And it's really whatever we want it to be. It's kind of ends up being whatever I'm listening to a lot, to be honest, which is a struggle for me because I'll accidentally sing like in the style of however, like a lot of the newer stuff, not the album about to come out, but just new stuff I'm working on. I accidentally sing like very much like Car Seat Headrest, or like it's very like talky, more like deeper voice. And then we figure it out when we like go to the studio together and we kind of practice it all and jam on it and stuff. But it's like this right now, it's very like Violent Femmes mixed with the Front Bottoms and some Pixies and a lot of acoustic guitar, but I'm playing it through an overdrive pedal with very like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Sex Bomb type stuff. Like,
yeah. You're speaking to my heart right there. So many of my favorite bands, and also a fantastic graphic novel. Excited about the animated reboot. I think they'll be able to explore the story more.
Yes, way more.
We could totally geek out on everybody's favorite rock and roll asshole, Scott Pilgrim.
No, exactly.
Breaking strings and breaking hearts.
Exactly.
Not a good guy. Not a good guy, that Scott Pilgrim. But, you know, that's the thing. That's a good storytelling, is a good character. You don't always have to like him.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about the story, is that you don't always have to like the main character.
No, exactly.
But we could deep dive on that. Have you played the game? The game is really fun.
Yeah, like it's like the Ninja Turtle style, like the.
Yeah,
oh
my god, we got a game together someday. We just became best friends.
Dude, I would be so good.
I got some Dunkaroos and Capri Sun downstairs in the kitchen. Come over.
Dude.
We'll hang out in the living room. We'll have a good time.
Anytime.
Yeah, you're not too far. I'm like where my secret location is in Central Maine, my underground bunker. You're not too far from me.
Oh,
we definitely
really?
would have to link up. We'll definitely have Dunkaroos and Capri Sun at the festival. I don't carry without the essential party supplies. You know.
Definitely.
I got my herb. I got my Dunkaroos. I got Capri Sun that I stuck in the freezer the night before, so they stay cool all day long. It's my little festival tip right there to everybody going to the show.
It sounds like
did you? Oh, it's not my first rodeo. It's not my first rodeo. Now, did you play last year's Arme Fest?
No, we were not really off the ground much back then. We were like,
so this is your first one too.
Yeah, we were just taking shows as we got them and stuff then. And this year we've become close friends with Will and everyone putting it on and Ian, and like it's crazy how much has happened since last. But we were talking about this today at practice. I just got back from practice and we were talking about how last year we were like, oh my god, I want to play like festivals like that, and we were talking about wanting to do stuff like that. They're like, maybe someday. And then this year we're like actually doing it. Like we're like super ingrained in the community and stuff, and it's super, super awesome.
I'm excited because you've made a good impression here on the Northeast. Anybody that I've talked to about what's going on in the punk scene here in the Northeast, your name always gets tossed around, and it's nothing but good things. That's awesome. We've been jamming on you now for a little while here on the mixtape, and it's exciting to finally be able to get you to come and hang out with us, get to know a little bit more about the band. So you're recording right now. You said you run a studio in Bangor.
Yeah, it's called Duplex Studios. It used to be out of my apartment I lived in. That was a duplex. That's why it's called that. And I love Scooby-Doo, so we named it Dooplex. That's how it's spelled out. But yeah, we got a new space right in downtown Bangor. A lot of times, there's a lack of like up in northern Maine, this area at least. There's a lack of like musicians who are ready to record and like at that level and stuff. There's a bunch, but not a whole lot. So most of what we do is like live sessions, like audio tree style. And we will like, we have a guy, our camera guy Cam, that does video for us, and he does all that. And then we record it all live and mix it and stuff and release them on our YouTube. But the band, because I run that and have that going, really it started because the band needed a place to record. So I just got in a bunch of microphones and I got a degree in audio engineering. And then from there I was like, well, I could just do this for other people too. But it means that we get to record for free. And then, you know what I mean? We get to record all
Huge plus. Huge
yeah.
plus.
And then we usually almost always have someone else mix it just to get a second opinion on it, because we produce it and we sit down with them and say this is what we want and don't want and X, Y, and Z. But we let someone else kind of give their 2 cents as well, because I think it's a collaborative effort. You know what I mean? I like having other
absolutely.
So.
I couldn't agree more, and I think. Man, because whenever I produce, as being a musician for years, whenever I produce my own stuff, I've really gotten to the point I'm like, I got to send this out for mastering, because somebody else, they're going to have a different perspective than what I have, and they're going to take it to the next level, and then they're going to come back with some really great feedback. I've gotten to work with some really great producers here in the state, and I think that's a huge part of the process, is also kind of letting go and be willing to be part of that collaborative process. Because I think sometimes when you do, 9 times out of 10, maybe 8 times out of 10, the results will just blow you away.
No, exactly.
Sometimes they kill your darlings. But that's very rare. Very rare.
Some like random people that have reached out through social media and been like, hey, can I like try to mix any new stuff you guys are working on, see how it sounds? And there was a couple that it sounded awesome, but there was a bunch that were like, maybe not that direct. And also it's for free, so like whatever. But we I mean, always the mixes come back. There's been one time a mix has come back and we didn't have feedback on it, and that was the newest single, Peyote. We were just like, there was like one thing where like he came to the guitar a little bit, but it was, his name's Duncan, but his producer name's Desmo, and I believe he's in New Hampshire now, or Southern Maine, but he does, he's always mastered all of our stuff. We had to mix this one, and it just blew us away. It was incredible. And then our friend, my college friend named Ezra, he mixed all of Space, most of Space. I mixed his house and a couple others. And he mixed a big chunk of the new album as well. And then I mixed Chinatown, the first single that came out for the new album. So we're kind of like trying to make, I mean, the whole album's like a collaborative effort. We're trying to like really lean into that and have like different people mix different songs based on like who we've worked with that we think, oh, they'd be good for this song or whatever. I mean, even the album art, which hasn't been released yet, I actually finished it yesterday. It's the last 4 months I've worked on this giant collage that is a mixture of all the singles and a bunch of other stuff. That's super, all of the pieces on it are super meaningful to the time period the album's about, because it's a concept album. That's like a true story. But each like single art is made by a different artist friend that we have, and they're all combined on this big collaborative thing. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I can't wait for you to release that so we can check that out. That sounds fantastic. 4 months. I mean, that's 4 months.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's wild.
But, you know, I think it's one of those things, like you said, it's a concept album, and it's kind of to embody like a certain time and a certain period of the band.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, because then from there, you're able to emerge and go to the next thing. You know, it sounds like you've got a lot of different things on the burners right now, which is exciting.
Yeah.
You're definitely staying busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we even have today what we did, because the album's recorded, and actually, as of today, it's being mastered. It's done. But we have 4 or 5 songs that we didn't use on the album that weren't ready. They weren't done fully. And we recorded the first demos of them today. So we have like an EP almost ready to be, you know, like actually recorded and then be mixed. And we have like 6 other songs I've written over the last 2 years that fit a certain vibe that we're going to be working on for the next album. Like we got stuff kind of planned out a little bit.
That's awesome. Obviously, you know, keep us in mind when you got these releases dropped. Just send them us over our way, because you know we're going to play them. You know we got your back.
Yeah, we appreciate that, for real.
Oh, of course. That's what we do here in the Northeast, you know, and also all over the world for all the bands that we rep. But we're a very tight-knit music community here, and I love that. Just like people, like, it doesn't matter to, you know, the genre. Our scene's incredibly supportive of one another, and that's huge.
And I think that
I think that really shows with the festival that Will and Ian and everybody that worked hard putting this on. And I'm really excited to be able to be a part of it. I'm sure you are too. Yeah. So I don't know what time you're getting there. Friday, we're getting there bright and early.
I can't remember. I actually talked to Will yesterday. I should know this, but I can't remember off the top of my
head. I know you're playing at 4 o'clock on Friday. Yeah. You got that sweet set. You got that 4 p.m. set. We'll call it that. Yeah. So we'll be definitely hanging out and catching up. Mixtapers, definitely do us a favor and go and show your support for Milk Street on all streaming platforms. Jonah, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. When does the new album come out?
Actually, we haven't announced it quite yet, but it will be announced very soon. So September 1st is going to be. This will be the first time it's going to be like talked about. It's September 1st.
September 1st. All right, Mixtapers, you heard it first here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Absolutely appreciate it, and we'll see you in just a couple days.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, man. I can't wait to actually meet you in person.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, thanks so much. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, talk to you soon, man. Thank you.